Close who wants to be Ohio's next governor. Many Ohio politicians are interested in the job. Watch it, Columbus, Ohio. 2 years after a bruising and tumultuous presidential race, Ohio's candidates are still scrambling to find out what voters want. The result? A nasty, expensive fight on the Republican side, with each candidate trying to out-conservative the other. Meanwhile, Democrats are debating nothing less than the future of their party. Do they want a wonky, mainstream liberal, or will they embrace an old-school progressive with loads of charisma? In one of many wacky twists, a GOP donor just paid for an ad to attack Democrat Richard Cordray for being too soft on gun control, presumably helping his challenger, former U.S. Representative Dennis Kucinich. In the primary, Ohio, the quintessential swing state, has often supported mainstream politicians. After all, longtime politicos Gov. John Kasich and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton bested populists Donald Trump and Sen. Bernie Sanders in the state's 2016 primary. But the state's voters overwhelmingly supported Trump in the general election, choosing change over experience. Voters face their next test Tuesday when the primary pits 2 Republicans and 6 Democrats against one another to replace term-limited Kasich. GOP candidates on the attack. The country's divisive politics haven't skipped the Ohio governor's race. Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Gov. Mary Taylor each have spent millions on ads attacking the other, often with half-truths. This combination of file photos shows Republican candidates for governor in Ohio's May 8, 2018, primary, including Ohio Attorney General and former U.S. Senator Mike DeWine, left, on February 5, 2013, in Richfield, Ohio, and Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor, right, on November 4, 2014, in Columbus, Ohio. Taylor said Jan. 17, 2018, that DeWine has Gov. John Kasich's endorsement. When Kasich has endorsed Taylor. Photo, Tony DeJack, AP. Taylor has tried to tie DeWine to Clinton. DeWine has called Taylor unfit and unqualified. Taylor unleashed a fiery speech against fellow Republicans as they endorsed DeWine, and her campaign put DeWine's age in play by tweeting about the 71-year-old's nap time. Similarly, DeWine's campaign fired off a tweet about Taylor that used Trump's phrase. Both have touted their conservative credentials with slogans that sound more like truck commercials than political spots. Mary Taylor made tough, and Mike DeWine, the rock-solid conservative you can trust, for governor. They have fought over who is more pro-gun and more anti-abortion. More, Ohio Gov. John Kasich's 2 paths. Will he challenge President Donald Trump in 2020? More, new GOP-backed bill would ban abortion in Ohio. Taylor and DeWine have run from Kasich's more moderate stances on health care and firearms and embraced Trump, hoping the president's popularity with conservatives will rub off on them. Despite years in politics and despite having Kasich's endorsement, Taylor has labeled herself an outsider like Trump. DeWine, who has spent about 40 years in elected office, hasn't tried that tactic. But neither Taylor nor DeWine were early Trump supporters. Both served as delegates for Kasich at the 2016 convention. Even now, DeWine says he's fighting for Trump's travel ban, but hasn't attended a rally with the president. DeWine has cited schedule conflicts with campaign and personal events. Taylor has praised Trump for unleashing America's economy, but she willingly served on Kasich's team for 8 years and hasn't scorned the Never Trump governor's endorsement. She does attack Kasich's Medicaid expansion in her TV ads. Taylor also voted for Trump in 2016, but her spokesman at the time insisted she hadn't endorsed him. DeWine led Taylor, 52% to 23.5%, in a recent Baldwin-Wallace University poll, with 24.5% of voters uncertain of whom they would pick. The margin of error was plus or minus 3.5 percentage points. Democrats, blustery or boring. Democrats who protested in the streets after Trump's election want a candidate who can win this time. They're just not sure if that's the experienced fundraiser who fondly described the shape of Ohio or the progressive darling who ran for president twice. That indecision is reflected in the Baldwin-Wallace poll, where 41.2% of Democrats hadn't made up their minds on the governor's race. Former Ohio Attorney General Cordray's experience in fundraising has put him ahead of his top contender, former U.S. Rep. Kucinich, the Cleveland progressive, 31% to 15%. Dennis Kucinich. Photo, Tim Coffey, WKYC. A debate that typically riles Republicans has become a key topic in the Democratic race. Guns. After a devastating school shooting in Parkland, Florida, Democrats demanded details on their politicians' gun control plans. Kucinich proudly wore a red F pin on his lapel, reminding everyone that he scored worse on the National Rifle Association's list than Cordray. Much worse, in fact. Cordray earned an A while running against Republican Mike DeWine in 2010, with gun violence dominating the news. Kasich's punch was landing. Cordray's running mate even disagreed with Cordray's stance on assault-style weapons. It appeared Kasich was gaining momentum in the Democratic race as the progressive to watch, despite some far-left plans to eliminate the oil and gas drilling practice of fracking or to let taxpayer money pay for abortions. Then came Syria. Kasich has never been shy about his willingness to sit down with Syrian leader Bashar Assad, who has been accused of using chemical weapons on his own people. Kasich said he was trying to work toward peace, but a filing showed Kasich was paid $20,000 by a pro-Assad group to speak at a London peace conference, where members of Assad's government also talked. The speech underscores other times Kasich broke with his party. The former congressman also lauded Trump's inaugural address in a tweet, which he later deleted. He was a commentator on Fox News and spoke at the American Conservative Union's CPAC convention. Cordray has baggage, too. Employees at Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which President Barack Obama appointed Cordray to oversee, have called the agency's work culture racist and sexist. High turnover and a lack of transparency were problems at Cordray's CFPB, according to a 2013 report from the Bipartisan Policy Center. The CFPB also offered money to customers of Ally Financial Inc. for discriminating against minorities, without knowing for sure that the recipients were minorities, according to a Wall Street Journal report. From left, Richard Cordray, former federal consumer protection chief; William O'Neill, former Ohio Supreme Court Justice, Ohio State Sen. Joe Schiavone, and former U.S. Rep. Dennis Kucinich of Ohio stand at the start of the Ohio Democratic Party's fifth debate in the primary race for governor, Tuesday, April 10, 2018, at Miami, Ohio, University's Middletown campus in Middletown, Ohio. AP photo, John Minchillo. Pool photo, John Minchillo. AP, for Democratic voters unimpressed by Cordray and Kucinich, two other Democrats have a shot, however slim. State Sen. Joe Schiavone of the Youngstown area and former Ohio Supreme Court Justice Bill O'Neill, of the Cleveland area. However, O'Neill has made headlines for all the wrong reasons. First, defending a Democrat accused of sexual harassment by bragging about his sexual partners and then refusing to step down from the bench while campaigning for governor. Schiavone hails from Ohio's Trump country and has made improving the state's education system his top priority. Still, Democrats seem content to leave him on the bench for the next round, and his fundraising totals don't impress. The Ohio primary is Tuesday. Ohioans can vote early in person or with an absentee ballot through Monday. Contributing, Chrissy Thompson, Cincinnati Enquirer. Follow Jesse Baumert on Twitter, @JBaumertred, or share this story, https://usat.ly/2imlexted.